All right, guys, so we're back and we're going to start a brand new segment led out by Jake the Snake. Bryson is still trying to show off his mustache. I don't know why, but we're going to keep looking at it. And Jake, please tell us, sir, we're going to start a new segment called A Florida Man. And basically, it's just going to be stories about a Florida man or woman. It could be a woman.
So,
equality.
so,
So,
so
Jake,
most,
kick us off.
so most of these are stories about Brian. Um, but anyways, the idea behind A Florida Man is to just basically tell all the fun stories that happen down in the great state of Florida. So let's start off with a fun one. So I'm gonna be reacting with everyone because I've only looked at the headlines. I haven't read any of them. So let's start off with this one.
Clown.
So a Pasco County man is facing a battery charge after deputies say he threw a cup of urine on an acquaintance because he was angry a drug test came back clean.
W. Thugonomics. You got to build your street cred, and if you don't test positive, what are you doing? You got to at least take like a hit off of like a vape or something. At least to have some street cred.
Oh, wait, hold on. So this guy threw a cup of urine at him?
Uh-huh.
His urine, I'm guessing.
So from what it looks like, it looks like the dude's urine. So deputies say 29-year-old Jacob Patnaud, whatever, I don't know how to pronounce that, got into an argument with the victim and accused him of being a drug addict. He gave him a drug kit and the victim used it. He got very angry when they came back clean, showing no use of drugs, so he threw it in his face.
Oh my God.
I can just imagine. If you get a cup full of piss in your face, what do you do at that point?
I'm probably gonna go. I'm probably gonna punch him in the face, to be honest.
I just want to know: did this drug test for jewel pods?
I don't.
I'm really
know.
worried. I would, because if you test positive for jewel pods, your life is spiraling and just out of control, and we're worried about your heroin use at this point in 1 week.
Bryson?
As he's doing.
Oh
right.
My gosh!
All right. Jake is an addict. Jake is an addict.
So
out for Jake after the show.
my whole thing is, why are you getting mad that your friend isn't a drug addict? It's like it's like I want you to be, and you're like, ugh, so mad you just throw you
fit in.
Yeah, you don't want your friend to be a drug addict? What?
Let's move on to the next one.
Let's move on.
Let's keep this story short.
Okay. A Florida man gave police his brother's name to avoid being arrested on an outstanding warrant, only to find out his brother also has an outstanding warrant. So,
Wait, so hold on. So he was trying to avoid jail, so he gave his brother's name, only to find out that his brother also had an outstanding. Okay.
Yeah.
That backfired, man.
So deputies asked for information. The dude's name's Jacob Heisel. So
Hold on. So both of these guys' stories, our name is Jacob.
So
I'm
far.
I'm seeing a trend here.
Can't trust the Jays.
Can't trust the Jays. Can't trust them. So deputies asked for his identification, and he didn't have his ID on him, but he gave the name of his twin brother, Nathan Heisel. And so when police checked his name, they discovered there was a warrant for his arrest, so they arrested him anyways. And so,
wow.
So after doing the fingerprints, they, I guess they're not identical twins. They're paternal or whatever they're called.
Maternal.
Yeah.
Maternal.
So
Even
they
twins
so they
have the same fingerprints.
Yeah.
Won't have the same fingerprint. Identical twins.
I think
Wow,
they would.
Wow. What?
I think they would.
What?
Well, it just says they're twins, and it says they didn't discover it until after they did the fingerprints. So I'm assuming they're not identical. I don't know. It's just like it.
Science.
Next.
Science.
So
You just got debunked by Nikki. Debunked.
Do better, Pats Nation.
You know what? I'm just gonna
move on, please.
Okay. Florida woman and her son just won $20,000 on a scratch ticket and get arrested 30 minutes later for selling heroin outside of a school.
Nailed it.
Hey, man, when that pack gets dropped off, you got to deliver it, dog. What are you going to do?
Hey,
Just people to answer to, okay?
Hey, make more money on the money you just earned. Come on.
They were basically trying to double or nothing their winnings. That's what they were trying to do.
So
you gotta respect it.
Not only did you win $20,000, but now you're selling heroin outside of a school. Let's think about that for a second. Like,
does it say what school it was? Like, was it like a middle school?
no, they're not going to tell. It's a school, Austin. It doesn't matter. You're selling heroin outside of a school.
At a high
Matters
school,
if
it's
it's
not
high
that
school.
bad. It's
If
not
you
that
ask
bad.
me,
Dude, if you won 20 grand and then your first thought is, let's go sell this heroin in front of this elementary school. Like, what the hell? Like, what the hell?
I mean,
Did
if you ask me, it's just heartwarming to see that money doesn't change everyone.
You know, it's also heartwarming to see that a mother and son has an unbreakable bond. Even in
Exactly. I was
drugs.
about to go there.
Unbreakable addiction to selling heroin outside of a school.
Bryson, I can't help but think that when I'm watching you and your mustache, that I'm watching an episode of Miami Vice in the 1980s. Like, I feel like you should have the rolled back, collar with the shoulder pad jacket, with the rolled up sleeves.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, I'm looking fly with this mustache. Look at me.
Then a Rari in his garage or something.
So after
very, very funny. Also.
So after the arrest, they also found prescription pills, ecstasy, cocaine residue, other drug paraphernalia, and more heroin within their household. And they are set on $36,000 bond.
Wow, they can't afford that bond. That's kind of
illegal.
I know.
I wonder if they just took that $20,000 and invested instead of selling heroin outside of school. Huh?
They invested it in that pack.
Okay.
Oh my God. Next one. Let's go to the next one.
Let me get this story to load because the last one's probably the best one out of all of them.
I'm excited. I'm super excited.
I need this to load.
I'm so excited.
Bryson, so can you snort cocaine better with that now? With that mustache?
No, it actually kind of gets in the way a little bit.
Are you ready? You ready for this one?
Ready.
Florida man tried telling police that his cat downloaded child porn.
Couldn't believe it.
So
cats are evil. Cats are all pretty evil.
So was charged Wednesday with 10 counts of possession of child porn, and over 1,000 illegal images were found on his computer. The 48-year-old Jensen Beach, Florida. Is that near you, Brian? Jensen Beach?
No.
That's where I used to live.
Jensen Beach is actually an hour away.
There.
Yeah, Jensen Beach is an hour away.
Nikki, you might know this man then. Do you know a Keith Griffin?
No, thank God.
If
I did, I wouldn't admit it.
His name is Keith.
So,
you just had to know he was sketchy.
So he told cops he would leave his computer on and the cat would jump on the keyboard, and just like that, the images would appear. They did not believe his tale, unfortunately.
Why? It makes sense.
And he's on $250,000 bail.
He's gonna need a lot of scratch figures.
Like at that point, you're fucked. But why would you blame your cat?
Blame the cat.
Yeah, my cat.
This cat is a coward.
Yeah, my cat likes child porn. Sorry, I don't know how it got there.
God, my cat used to knock stuff off the shelf.
Yeah, my cat just shits in a box, pukes on the floor sometimes. Drinks from a water. I don't know if my cat's still
the heroin.
Your cat does heroin?
Yeah, my cat is the one that bought the heroin. It wasn't me.
Oh, that made the joke so much better, Austin.
Fucking knee slap.
Oh, okay. Let's move along.
Are you ready for the final Florida man story of the evening?
Yeah, please.
Florida man arrested after allegedly performing a botched castration on a man.
Oh, I saw this one.
So, deputies responded on August 18th to a home in Sebring, Florida. Is that near you, Brian? Sebring.
No. Quit asking if they're near me. They're not near me.
I don't know, man. So deputies found a man tied up on a bed with a towel over his groin, and he was bleeding heavily. Gary Van Rizweek or whatever, I don't know. He's a 74-year-old man. And he built a makeshift surgery room in his home, equipped with medical equipment, painkillers, and a camera to record the procedure. This act was done under the sexual fetish of liking to be castrated or performing castration upon others. I
don't mean to kink shame, but the fact that that's even a thing.
I didn't know that was a thing. That is a thing.
And you know what's fucked? he did it a few years ago too, and he got in trouble for it, but he didn't get arrested. This time he did.
Also,
And he is also on $250,000 bond. But like, what the fuck?
I
I
think
don't know.
it's back to the state or something
Like,
like that.
I saw something the other day. I can't remember what it was, but it really made me hate this world a whole lot. And something like that really makes me hate the world.
Bryson's smiling. Why are you smiling, Bryson?
Bryson's fantasy right there.
Yeah,
Self-castration? I don't know.
Bryson's just thinking like, shit, I can't do this now. But it just shocks me that not only is someone willing to castrate someone, but someone is like sexually willing to be castrated.
Yeah.
Like
That just traumatized me. Anyways, guys, that's the state of Florida. Good job, Mr. Jake, with your Florida man segment.
a nice little start.
I look forward to hearing more of those in the future. Now let's jump into something. You guys want to trigger Austin? I mean, you guys want to trigger? I mean, well, not Austin's always triggered. Do you guys want to trigger Bryson NFL and just tell him how much better the 80s music is over his crappy 2000s crap that I don't know what he was picking.
Bro, I'm from the 2000s, and
you know what?
80s is better.
It's 80s is better. So we were having into this debate, and again, these are all things that kind of happened over the summer. And a conversation came up of what was the better music? Was it in the 80s, the 90s, or the 2000s? Personally, I think the 80s, everything ruled. 80s was just a generation, just better than anything ever, period. I mean, all the best movies were made in the 80s. Terminator. Terminator was made in the 80s.
Movies existed in the 80s?
Top Gun made in the
Damn.
80s. Okay.
Bro,
Back to the Future in the 80s. Okay. You know, and the latest episodes of Star Wars happened in the 80s. Best decade ever.
Well,
probably.
But Bryson NFL, tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why the 80s aren't good.
Well, the 80s are like taking a backseat to the 2000s and the 90s, and then the 2010s, which were also very elite. Because we have this thing, Brian, called the internet and cell phones,
Right.
and they basically trump everything you can do in the 80s. Like you would be like playing outside, like what would you be playing with, like sticks and shit? Like, and I would be like on my phone being like, you'd be like with your Walkman, like, bro, this one singular album I bought for $16 is so cool. And like, oh, okay, that's cool, Brian. It just came from 2019, and I have a playlist full of literally millions of songs, and it cost me $3 this month.
Bryson's literally just Trump and said, Brian's a boomer.
You know what I can do in the 80s that I can't do in the 2010s? Grow a better mustache. That's what I could do, coward.
Believe that smoking is healthy for you.
Grow a better mustache. You're literally trashing the 80s as you're growing an 80s porn mustache on you. An 80s, not a 90s or a 2010s. Okay?
Nah,
you look
it's
like
2019.
No, you don't. You look like a young John Stamos. You do not look anything like in 2020.
Yes. Did Stamos have a mustache? Oh, I've only really watched him in Full House, so.
Okay. What are the bands that make the 80s so good?
Bon Jovi.
Okay. Bill Belichick loves him. He kind of so that makes him like kind of suck a little bit. So what's next?
In terms of,
I don't really know about bands.
All right, hold on.
I'm talking about music.
I will put it this way.
Okay, hold on.
In terms of overall music, it's the 80s. In terms of rap, it's the 90s. And in terms of classical rock, it's the 2000s.
Okay, so what's good from the 80s? What's good music from the 80s?
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. Oh,
the king of pop.
Michael Jackson, George Michael, Queen.
Have you
looking up shit?
Have you ever heard Post Malone?
Boy
George.
Post is the king of pop. He is iconic.
Whitney Houston.
Did you just say Post Malone?
Post Malone's got more bangers than Michael Jackson.
Post
That's not even a debate.
Is a piece of trash rolled
He's
up
not
in
even
a
a debate.
trash can.
21 Savage has more.
Oh my God,
21 Savage has more bangers than Tupac.
I can't even have a conversation with Bryson NFL without him bringing up fucking 21 Savage and A$AP Ferg. They are trash. They are trash,
Alright,
trash,
stop with that.
trash.
Have you ever just been having a bad day and you just throw on Padlock and it just makes you feel better because you realize that not Tom Brady, but on the same level, 21 Savage literally got deported and he's going to come back and drop Savage Mode 2 and it's going to be the most epic album of all time.
Because
That
he's got
gets-
1,
that
2,
gets me
3,
through
4,
every day.
5, 6, 7, 8. No, I can't say that.
20.
Vicky, you've been awfully quiet. Can you please shut the hell up, Bryson and Jake, and just please tell me which is better?
I just didn't want to be rude, but I do love the music of the 2000s.
Let's go.
I really do. I will say the only real strong opinion I have though is the 90s that I remember. The 90s that I come from, of like the pop and like all that shit during that time, and Nirvana and all that kind of stuff. It was fucking weird, and I did not like it. I look back at myself and I'm like, we thought this was normal. We thought this was okay. And I think if anybody showed up, looked the way they did in the 90s or sounding the way they did in the 90s, I would have been like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, here's the thing, and this is where I squash BrycenNFL in his debate. Okay, the '80s had Michael Jackson, the '80s had Huey Lewis, they had Journey. Okay, they had
One good song.
They had the Beastie Boys.
Okay, you can
late '80s, early '90s. The '90s had Biggie and Tupac. Okay, the early 2000s had
Tupac.
They had vintage Eminem. They had Dr. Dre. Okay, and they had pop artists, and a bunch of boy bands, obviously. But
Christina Aguilera, NSYNC.
The '90s had Whitney Houston. What the hell does the 2010s have? That's iconic.
We have Taylor Swift.
What is as iconic as Michael Jackson, as Biggie and Tupac, as Nirvana, as Eminem, like old school, like Marshall Mathers LP Eminem? What's iconic from the 2010s? There is nothing iconic in the 2010s that's as iconic as that. Nothing.
Ariana.
Hello,
Ariana
Brian.
Grande.
Hello.
You're gonna put Ariana Grande on a Michael Jackson level, on a Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Biggie and Tupac?
Oh my God, Jake! She did not kill anyone. She killed no one.
Brian,
I miss Mac.
Okay, well, if you get in my car and play that trash from the 80s instead of like Post Malone or like 21
I love
Savage.
Post Malone too. What the fuck, Bryson?
Post Malone has more bangers.
90s gangster rap is so much better. Just 90s rap in
together.
general is so much better than the
All right, let Bryson finish talking. What did you say?
Post Malone has more bangers than Michael Jackson and the Beastie Boys.
Yeah,
No, he doesn't.
Post
No, he
Malone's
doesn't.
an obese, depressed fuck. Okay, so
And he's
who
amazing.
has
Post Malone is
They're relatable.
fucking
God,
he drinks Bud Light. Okay,
he owns you
That's-
very badly.
No, he doesn't own anybody. Okay, the only thing he owns is fucking real estate and that mustache of yours. Because no, he doesn't own anything. Anything.
only thing he owns is a ripped shirt and a fucking 401k.
No, he doesn't. He dressed
Multiple
fucking
21
weird.
Savage features, and Michael Jackson has 0 21 Savage features.
Oh,
No one wonder.
Nobody gives a fuck, okay, about 21 Savage.
Tupac and
Michael
Biggie
Jackson was
didn't die for
carried
this
by
shit.
his brothers in that stupid band they had.
Joyner Lucas is better than 21
This song
Savage.
for
Okay,
trash.
you can shut the fuck
Big
up.
W,
A,
big
B,
W.
Joyner
Jeez.
Lucas.
Joyner Lucas and Lucky You with Eminem was fucking. Ugh.
ABC's
All right,
easiest
Jordan
1,
Lucas
2, 3. Trash.
But at least
Yeah,
he didn't say
I'm
fucking Logic.
Logic's trash, dude. Pitiful.
No, no, because I brought him up like a month and a half ago.
New Logic sucks.
The New Logic's fucking. Yeah.
Old Logic is good. New Logic's trash.
Before he divorced his wife because he wanted to be friends with her.
Yeah, whatever. Logic is absolutely trash.
Pre friend zone his wife.
All right, guys, let's move on here, and I'm going to talk about a little bit. Let's get in our feelings. Let's get in our feelings. Let's get in here. Let's find out what's in here. Get your mustache away from the camera, Bryson. It haunts me. Okay, let's get in a little bit into our feelings. And now Jake is doing weird. Okay, so I want you guys to tell me your most painful sporting event loss that you've ever experienced. And it doesn't have to be football. It doesn't have to be basketball. It could be any sport. most painful loss that you can remember watching a game of anything? I know Jake is pretty hurt about the Bruins. I know he was literally almost crying, basically crying.
I was.
For me, I think I'm gonna go way back. I think the 2003 Red Sox Yankees when the Aaron Boone home run. I saw that. I was watching that, and that absolutely destroyed me. And obviously, 2007 Patriots Giants when we lost our undefeated season. That sucks so hard. It was awful. And I would say Super Bowl 52 because I was in Philly when we lost the Super Bowl to Philly. So I had to deal with Philly in a trash ass city and fan base. No offense, Philly.
Super Bowl 52, it was such a weird game. I'm not even mad about that game. I don't even care. Super Bowl 52 is an anomaly. I didn't really care. If I had to pick, it'd be either 42 or 46, but I'm going to go somewhere a little different.
It doesn't have to be football. Remember,
it doesn't have to be football, but when you think about it, what has more impact, a baseball loss or a football loss?
Yeah, Jason deep.
Football.
It's got to be football. So when I think of it, just based off the potential alone, it's got to be that 06 AFC Championship game.
That sucked too.
You're up 21-3 at half, and you lose 38-34. Oh,
is that the game that we lost? We couldn't convert the 4th and 2 to Kevin Falk?
No, that was 09.
That sucked too, by the way.
Yeah, that
sucked hard.
That's 4th and jackass. That's what I call that.
That was awful. By the way, the 4th and 2 to Kevin Falk call, that was absolute trash. But for me, those was the worst.
I thought it was a first down, but I don't know. But anyways, just heartbreaking loss. It's got to be the 06. Just knowing that you would have walked into Miami that year and just destroyed the Bears. You would have. Yeah. So that should have been Super Bowl number 7, But there's just so many things with the Pats Super Bowls where you can say they should have won this game and that game, but they should have lost here and there. So I think they're right where they are, but that was a very bad loss. That's
a fucking Bears defense that was playing with Rex fucking Grossman, and we would have fucking destroyed our team.
Oh my god.
Nikki, do you know what was your most painful sporting event loss that you watched?
So I'm actually gonna go really, really, really recent, and so during the London series, I was on the ship, and for the Red Sox, and yeah, I was in my little time capsule, didn't have any kind of anything really. The only thing I had was emails from Waffles, and he was keeping me posted on what was happening because I was at work. I would get an email all the time, and then they lost. And I was like, I'm on the boat. I have to be at work, and now the Red Sox lost. Don't talk to me.
I don't know what's more depressing, the fact that the Sox lost or that you communicate with your boyfriend through email.
What's the only way you can?
Oh wait, no, you're on the ship. I forgot about that. Never mind.
And they were both pretty tough.
Yeah.
They were both pretty tough. Yeah.
I totally forgot about that. Never mind. Go fuck yourself, Jake. All right.
So that was my mostly because it was just the cherry on top of this horrible situation that I was in was all right, well, I gotta stay up to date somehow. At least I'm gonna find out that the Red Sox won. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. And then no.
Nothing. Okay. What about you, Austin? Most painful sporting event loss? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
For me, it's Super Bowl 46 because for Super Bowl 42, I was only 7, so it didn't really impact me as much as it impacted some of you guys because you guys are older than me. But for me, it was 46, and also just constantly hearing it because I'm from Connecticut, so there's a mix of either Pats fans or Giants fans. So you're gonna hear it. I hear it constantly from my friends. Oh, Eli's better than Tom. It's please shut the fuck up. He's not. We had that Super Bowl too. If Volker or even anything happened else differently, if Volker made that catch, we would have won the game, and Eli would have had one over us, and it was a miracle he got it over us. But it's just that, and that's personally for me.
Yeah, I gotta say, the 46 didn't really hurt as much
I think 46 is worse than 42.
The 46 didn't hurt as much as the as much as 42. 42 killed me.
Oh yeah, no, 42 just like what you could have gotten the glory.
Oh
but,
yeah. 46 to me was like, fuck, it sucked that we couldn't get it, but 42 absolutely stunk.
Sorry guys, I gotta take a phone call.
Okay, he's gonna take a phone call. Mr. Donut, are you there, sir? Is Donut there?
Yeah, his mic's muted.
What is up, losers?
If it's not Mr. Donut, Mr. Boston Cream, the one half of Come and Get It. How are you doing, sir?
Special guest.
Very good. Jake Bailey is going to be in the Hall of Fame. Ryan Allen is a literal punter.
Yeah, Jake Allen is a little fun. Donut, we were just talking about what is the most painful loss that you could remember, a sporting event, whether it was football, basketball, baseball. What's the most painful sporting event loss that you've witnessed?
Lance Armstrong losing his 7 titles to a doping scandal.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. You know, that really was painful. Yeah, I bought so many yellow bracelets. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember right after that, my mom I wanted to get something at like Dick's Sporting Goods, and I was like, my mom was like, oh no, you can't get them anymore. I'm like, why? It's just a bracelet. Oh, he's blah blah blah. He did doping.
Donut, tell us about the heartbreak that you just had with that Lance.
Well, as a young child, I obviously grew up as a cyclist, admiring a fellow North American who overcame the greatest depths of challenges. And to be honest, he was in a sport where everybody was doping. It is not coincidental that the following 2 champions also got busted for doping.
Oh, I never knew that.
No.
Yep.
No, absolutely didn't know that. All right, so guys, let's jump into the next one. And I guess, Donuts, you just jumped in right on time because this is a juicy one. And we're going to be talking about the Josh Gordon reinstatement. Josh Gordon got reinstated back into the Patriots a couple of days ago. It made a huge headway, and everybody was penciling in as, Super Bowl champions when Josh got. And I think among all the hype is that I think Donut made an actual off-air. He made some key points about maybe we should pump the brakes a little bit on the Josh Gordon hype because, this guy hasn't proven that he can stay healthy throughout the season. What is that? What is that? What am I looking at?
It's chicken.
But why? Okay. I don't know why he's doing that. I don't know. For those who are not watching, he just grabbed the whole full chicken into his hand and he's like picking it apart as we're talking. But okay, this is serving. Josh Gordon reinstatement. Julian Edelman and Demaryius Thomas come off PUP. Let's start off with this. What are the expectations for Josh Gordon with the Patriots now? What can we expect? What can logistically we can expect out of the Patriots now that Josh Gordon is back and he's practicing and he's doing some stuff? And then I guess once we get that, we can assess what the Julian Edelman, Demaryius Thomas things. But let's start with you, Austin. What does Josh Gordon reinstatement mean for the Patriots?
It means that they get a freak of a wide receiver that they didn't have, obviously, in the later part of the season. They had him in the beginning part of the season when he obviously was clean, but that they get him back, so they get a playmaker. As well as they get somebody who can take the top off and can help, obviously, N'Keal, Jacoby, and Edelman, who are maybe the presumed starters, and obviously Demaryius Thomas, because he would probably be one of those as well. Because those other 3 will work out of the slot more than likely, and he can help take the top off. So
let me ask you a question, Nikki. Do you think that Josh Gordon reinstatement is good for the Patriots? Are the receivers? Do you think that his impact on the field just is going to help everyone else? Or do you have the expectation where he's going to go out there and get 1,500 yards?
Let's go with the third one. No, I'm just kidding. No, see, just from experience and just life, the way I see it is the more qualified people we have, the more we can share the wealth, the more we can carry the load, and we're just gonna see smooth sailing. If that makes any sense.
All right, so this is my take on the Josh Gordon thing. His presence just helps other people.
Right.
Okay. He takes the pressure off N'Keal Harry to be a number one receiver because now he gets to face other 2s and 3s, and he doesn't have to face the best corner on the other team. So he helps other guys get less competition, I guess you could say, like lesser of the topper guys. You know, if you're number one receiver, you're going to get the best corner on the other opposite team to shadow you and cover you all game. So his presence alone is going to help the offense. Okay, it's going to help it tremendously. Julian Edelman playing on the other side doesn't hurt. So you're going to have Julian Edelman and you're going to have Josh Gordon, you know, on each side of the field taking reps. You're going to take off the pressure off N'Keal Harry to be a little bit more loose, a little bit more, you know, loosey-goosey, and just don't have to take on so much responsibility at once, especially from Tom Brady, is a very demanding quarterback when it comes to, you know, doing your job, running your routes, all that stuff. So that's quite good. But I think Donut, and I'm going to let him talk here in a sec, he made some good points. I think, you know, how good are we actually? Because we have a lot of question marks. And that leads into Demaryius Thomas, Julian Edelman. Julian Edelman's going to be 33. You know, he's going to be slowing down sometime. And Demaryius Thomas, we don't know what he actually is. Okay? So, Donut, are you there, my friend, or are you still cutting some chicken? I don't know what you're doing.
What's up, guys? Just super cannibalistic acts on this side. Check out the YouTube.
yeah, you're massacring a chicken. Donut, why don't you go into a little bit? What do you think of Josh Gordon reinstatement means? And do we think Patriots fans are being a little bit over the top with some of their excitement of Josh Gordon being on the team?
Here's what I think. I'm going to rally off what you said, Brian. I think most of what you said is true. There's one concern I would have immediately off the top, and that would be Josh Gordon being a progress stopper for N'Keal Harry, for potentially Demaryius Thomas and Jacoby Myers. He's going to take up space on the field, and maybe you see a little less growth in N'Keal Harry and Jacoby Myers because they literally just get less playing time. But in the same sense, you're most likely just going to be putting a better player on the field. The thing that worries me is you cannot trust Josh Gordon. So you're going to build an offense around Josh Gordon, and you're going to do much like we did last year, try to work him into the system and we're going to be dependable. We're going to be dependent on him, yet he's not dependable. So most likely this is going to end in heartbreak. Sorry to let everyone know, but drug addicts typically don't get better, especially after third, fourth, fifth attempts. That being said, we don't actually know that he failed the drug test. We don't know that he did dive back into drugs. For all we know, he could have just missed a simple drug test, and he knew the suspension was coming, so he removed himself.
Who are we drug testing?
Gordon.
Fuck yeah.
Jake, what do you think about the Josh Gordon reinstatement? Do you think Josh Gordon makes some? I mean, Donald was making some really, really solid points about.
Okay, so here's my thing. He wouldn't have been reinstated as early as he was if it wasn't anything more than a weed offense, in my opinion. So that's why I think they kind of alleviated it a little bit and kind of just said, you know what, we'll let you come back, we'll let you do your thing, we'll let you work. And just their whole stance on Me Too is changing as well. So that kind of leads me to believe it probably wasn't anything as serious as we anticipated the first time. But however, I think this is his last chance. And I think he knows that. And I think that he's been put up into a situation where he is set up to succeed. The league wants him to succeed. The team wants him to succeed. Fans want him to succeed. People around the league, whether they're Patriots fans or not, want to see him succeed, and some don't. But you know, he's being set up for the best success imaginable, and it's just up to him at this point to go out and get it. He's been given a lot of chances. His hand's been held a lot of times. He's been held accountable, and he's also been given some breaks. And I think this time it's this is your last shot. You know it is. We all know it is. So show us what you can do. We know what you can do. He put up, 1,600 yards and 13 touchdowns with Brian Hoyer and Brandon Whedon as his quarterback. We know this dude's special. We know he can play. It's just a matter of, can he stay out of his own way?
Right.
And, unfortunately, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, but all the power to him, all the success. I want to see him succeed. But it's up to him.
I think that's Very
That's
eloquently
beautiful.
put. That was very eloquently put. Well put, Jake. I couldn't agree more. That might have been the most coherent thing you've ever said in your life. With that being said, Demaryius Thomas coming off PUP with Julian Edelman,
Huge.
and now you have the potential of Josh Gordon. What are the expectations for the Patriots receiving corps this season?
Expectations.
Well, let's put it this way. How about this?
What am I? Well, how
Are
about?
are they the best 3 wide receivers in the league this year? Can we consider them can we consider them top 5 trio of wide receivers in the league as
Yes.
productivity goes? If let's say all the dominoes fall
Of
and
potential.
yes, you're gonna have, and I'm not even talking about.
But however, you
I'm
have
not even
two receivers on the wrong side of 30.
and I'm gonna leave N'Keal Harry out, even though he's a first round pick. Set some expectations because he's a rookie and he's battling a foot injury. So let's just put Demaryius Thomas, Josh Gordon, Julian Edelman as a trio. Do you put this receiving core trio, okay, as a top 5 as an expectation as far as production this season? Top 5.
From Julian Edelman, I always expect a monster year. From Josh Gordon, just knowing what he can do. Obviously, expecting good year. Demaryius Thomas, something like 50 catches and 600-700 yards out of him, and that'd be something that you could,
Donut. What about you, Donut? Top 5? Do you think Donut they're top 5?
Listen, guys, we're closer to the bottom 5 if this group finds one crack pipe, one needle, and one broken Achilles.
Bro.
And then we're gonna be.
I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
He's not though. He's not.
Because just think about how.
Here's the thing. If everything goes right, yeah, of course, Josh Gordon, 3,000 yards receiving.
30 touchdowns.
N'Keal Harry, 27 touchdowns. If everything goes right, Brian, I'm not going to even argue. I'm not going to argue. You won't get me to argue on that.
I absolutely agree with you. I think there's a lot of question marks, and I think some Patriots fans, including myself, need to pump the brakes because we're overexcited, BrycenNFL, about the receiving core.
What I do think this receiving core is capable of, I do think cumulatively as a group, they could potentially haul in around 40 touchdowns.
Potentially. So let's halt expectations a little bit and let's be realistic. Realistically, what do you think they haul at? Do you think realistically they'll be top 5?
No, realistically, no. I think they're probably between 5 and 10.
Mm-hmm. Potentially top 5.
I without even looking at any list, I would put Atlanta higher. I would put Houston higher, Minnesota higher.
That's just not how the
even Green Bay, even as much as we hate to say it, even Green Bay might be. I mean, they have Devontae Adams, so that's one piece. So if they can get anything out of them,
I think if I was to set expectations, I would say you're probably going to get a good year from Julian Edelman. He could get injured. That's a real possibility. You're going to get probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 800 to 1,000 yards from Josh Gordon, if dependable. And then I think Demaryius Thomas is a question mark. What receiver has ever come back from an Achilles injury to have the same type of explosion? This is a guy that depended on speed.
Hines Ward.
And not only one Achilles, 2 Achilles injuries.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So yeah, we need to pump the brakes on the expectations.
So let's just get Jacoby Myers a red jacket and let's forget about these 3 bums.
All right. And our last and coming up segment, guys, we have coming up is we're going to have the Ryan Allen cut. Okay. A lot of people are shocked that Ryan Allen cut. You may be able to say that maybe Ryan Allen was a Super Bowl MVP candidate. Okay. Ryan Allen, what cut? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Daniel Jones' hype. Is he really good? Daniel Jones, the guy we all slandered and talked badly about. And we're going to bring, and then we're going to be bringing you fake mailbag news from Donut himself coming up in the next third segment on Uninterrupted.